Welcome everyone, it's TJ Knighty here, back with some Spirit of 97 action. We had yet another massive January transfer window in which we signed a true legend of the game, who we are hoping is going to be the missing piece of the puzzle in our quest for that elusive Champions League trophy. Before we get into it today though, everyone, if you can do me a favour, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. You know the drill, everyone. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Do drop a comment down below if you're new, just saying, hey, what are you doing in Football Manager this time round? Who are you managing? What are your aims? Yeah, drop a comment down below. In the latest Pentagon episode, we said, let's tell us your favourite crisp. So today, tell us your favourite chocolate bar as well. Personally, I can't really go wrong with the Marvelous Creations, Cadbury's, Jelly Bean and Popping Candy. They are so good. But also, honourable shout out for just a plain Galaxy chocolate. No fanciness. It's just so good. So good. If you agree with me, respect. But otherwise, let's see what else you like. Are you a double-decker fan? Are you, an old traditional Mars bar person? Yeah, let me know. I'd be interested. So, after an intro like that, it's only really fair that we start with transfers, isn't it, really? So, let's start with the big one. We signed Cristiano Ronaldo, who, even at the age of 39, is still an absolute monster. Look at him. Look at those physicals as well, more than anything. Meanwhile, I've got Marco Royce at the age of 34, whose physicals have really dropped off a cliff. So... he is someone who we signed. Well, we could have signed him on a free at the end of the season, but I thought, no, I kind of want him now. And that was in turn forced by the fact that Firmino was going to sign for Bayern at the end of the year on a free, because we only signed him on a year deal. And I managed to get them to buy him off me for 15 million, which, considering we signed him for nothing, I think is a nice little profit. We also loaned out Gabriel Varun to Gladbach, which may seem a bit controversial because they are not just our in-game rival, our real-life rival, but also, our rival for the title this year, although they have faded away a little bit. But he was wanting game time with us, and he was too inconsistent for me to really guarantee him it, and he was getting a bit unhappy, so I loaned him out, and he's getting game time out there, which is fine. Tanzalisso, his deal was expiring at the end of the season, so didn't really have much intention of renewing it. He was, our coaches recommended him as like a 2.5 star at best. So we sold him to Lille for just under 7 mil, which I think when we signed him for nothing, it is quite a good little chunk of profit. So what we did with that was we brought in Camavinga on loan. Someone our scouts had been, identified for us about 18 months ago as someone we should look to sign, especially when he was putting in like transfer requests. So we managed to get him in on loan for now. And we may take up the option to buy him. We haven't got an option to buy, but we may look at buying him in the summer. He's been quite solid for us so far, but he was more just to sort of fill that void that we'd lost with Talismanic going. Solomon Tajani, we actually agreed the fee to sign him about 18 months ago, but we just had to wait until he was old enough to join. Ollie Vertinen, he is someone we signed. Scouts found him, 16-year-old Finnish striker, really good technical attributes, and some decent physicals and mentals at this age. So with a bit of development, I'm hoping he's going to come really good. As you can see, valued at 22 to 29 million, and we signed him for just over 6 mil. So I'm quite optimistic about him. You also noticed another big money signing, and that was Presnel Kimpembe. So he was transfer listed at PSG. His value has already shot up as well compared to what we paid for him. He was someone who we thought, you know what, we need to really go ham here, and we need to really go for it. So an elite level centre back we thought was the way to go. Now a lot of other like elite level centre backs like Bastoni were really expensive. Aymeric Laporte, etc., also really expensive, and chances are they didn't really want to come to us. But Kimpembe was transfer listed, and you know what, he was interested in the move, so we bought him. We did sell Papetti for what might seem on paper as a relatively small sum, but we signed him for 2.5 mil, so we still made a profit on him. He wasn't really getting game time. He was kind of falling down the pecking order behind the likes of Kaiki, Nianzou, Kamara, who we'll touch on in a minute. Rudiger, Rudiger's been out injured, but then we also got Collins there as well, who we're trying to develop. So Clubs were sniffing around him, so we let him go. Bentancur was another one we sold. He was okay. He wasn't really a brilliant midfielder for us. He was fairly solid and reliable, but wasn't uprooting any trees. Media description was a world-class midfielder, but our coaches only really classed him as a 3-star midfielder at best. When we've got Kessié there, now Kamara can play there as well, but he is actually leaving because he wanted more game time, which was fair enough. So I had a few players wanting more game time, and I was juggling it really well. Everyone was happy. We had about a week to go. Everyone was really happy with how they were getting on. Kamara then picked up like a knock, or he got a cold or something like that. So I had to rest him for a game, and then he wasn't fully fit for the second one back after that. I didn't start him because he wasn't fully fit, and it was quite a big game. And then he turns around to me, excuse me, and says, "Oh, you broke your promise. I want to leave." Like, you were happy up until a week ago. You've not been fit, so I've not played you. But he was like, no. Obviously, I didn't say that to him because that's not an option. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I made a mistake. I'll play you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I'm not happy. So I'm selling him. He's going to Milan, who we are playing next in the Champions League, the current Champions League holders. He's going to them for about 65 mil. Which when we signed him for nothing is a solid profit. So you know what? It's not the end of the world. He was a good player. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't stellar by any means, but he was a good, reliable player pretty much. But he is leaving. He is going to Milan for 65 mil, which I am quite happy with in some regards because it is a really good profit on him. Let's face it, like I said, we signed him for free at the end of the first season, and we're now making 65 mil off him. So that's fine. And if we have a really good season, hopefully our reputation will go up even more, and we can try and sign an even more elite level centre half in the summer if we need to. A few other ones, Seiwald, obviously we touched on, and Marcus Holmgren Pedersen, we had a bid for him from Al Ittihad in Qatar. Made a little bit of a loss on him, but at the end of the day, we signed him because we thought we were going to lose Caligari. Caligari stayed, and Caligari is also really happy to stay now because no one came in from in the January window. So, obviously with him and Mukiel's really established himself, honestly, as our first choice right back at this stage. So Pedersen just wasn't really getting the game time. So the bid came in, and you know what? I was happy to cut my losses and take the 10 mil while we could. We made a loss of about 8-9 mil on him. But obviously the longer that went on, if we'd have waited till the end of the season, probably would have lost even more money on him if we chose to sell him because he just wouldn't be getting the game time. And then final little bit of admin before we get into the game today. So I last saw you at the Arsenal game. We then went on to beat Wolfsburg 3-0. Heidenheim 7-0. Moukoko got 5 goals, I think it was, in the first half. And he was robbed of that 6-1 Kevin Muller own goal. It was definitely Moukoko's goal. Freiburg 3-1, Kamara getting the goal. Karim Adeyemi penalty. Moukoko, this was a shock, So this was the first game back after after Christmas. And we played Paderborn. And honestly, quite a poor first half, admittedly. Their goal came from a corner, which I was fuming about anyway. And then Moukoko equalised. Finally, in the 84th minute, we absolutely dominated the second half. And literally straight from the kick-off, the defenders switch off. Paderborn make it 2-1. So I was like, brilliant, outstanding. So we lost that one. Poor Hamburg is all I will say. 6, was it 6-0? No, just a 4-0 by half time it was. Another first half Moukoko hat-trick. 7-0 it finished. Augsburg was a fairly routine win. Bayern Munich, this was a big one. Yusuf Demir with a lovely free kick in the 11th minute was enough to get us the win. Cristiano Ronaldo getting the winner in the cup against Frankfurt in the 88th minute from a corner was a lovely thing. And then he scored in his start against Leverkusen. Moukoko getting on the score sheet again. Another Moukoko hat-trick against Hertha. Gladbach was truly shambolic. 2 first half headers from corners for Gladbach. We were just quite toothless, as you can see. You can't see the ratings because my head's in the way. If I move my head out the way, you can see just behind the overlay. Look at those. 5.8 for Mukiel, 6 for Adeyemi, 6.2 for Shelderup, 6.3 for Ronnie, 6.1 for Demir. Truly awful. Really, really bad. But then we went and brought our A game then. We played Milan. In Milan, won 2-1. The current Champions League holders as well, everyone. We beat them 2-1. Moukoko and Adeyemi on the score sheet. Leipzig at home, we then beat them. Moukoko again. Moukoko came off the bench against Wolfsburg in the cup and got a hat-trick in about 15 minutes. Greater routine. Frankfurt was one of them. Let's view match. You'll see. These first shots came in the 90th minute for Frankfurt, 91st minute. We were a bit toothless up top, as you can see. Demir not getting a good rating, but honestly, and that means that the table currently looks like this. So that was a chance. If we'd have beaten them, we would have gone 2 points clear of Bayern Munich. But as it is, with 7 games to go in the league, it's quite tight between us and Bayern, and Gladbach are still kicking around there. It only takes a few results to go in Gladbach's favour, and they'll be back in with a shout. Cologne have been the surprise story of the season, kicking around in 4th, helped by Matthias Arezzo on loan, leading the way for them with 17 goals. Moukoko, I am astonished, is 2nd, and that's because Lewandowski is just absolutely dominating it. Well, not dominating it, but having a stormer as well. Look at these stats for Moukoko here. 46 goals in 29 starts, 6 substitute appearances. Honestly, and our coaches still see him as inconsistent. I don't get it. He's still classed as inconsistent, and he is far out exceeding his XG. He's averaging about a goal every 50, 60 minutes. But yeah, he's still counted as inconsistent. I don't know if this is one of those things where your manager reputation changes at the end of the season, regardless. You know, you could win cups in February or March, or whatever, and your reputation might not change a huge amount until the end of the season. So I don't know if that's something which is going to change at the end of the season. If they're going to suddenly go, oh yeah, after this season we no longer think he's inconsistent. There you go. So we'll see what happens there. The team we're going with, we are putting Ronnie up front over Moukoko. I don't know why, I just thought, you know what, Moukoko was a little bit cold in front of goal last time out. Let's see if Ronnie can help carry us through, even if he just gets a couple of goals at the start. And then we bring Moukoko on to seal the deal. Otherwise, Mukiel, Nianzou, Kimpembe, Mendes, Kessié, Bellingham, Adeyemi, Demir, Leao, and Ronaldo up front, with obviously the man Andre Onana in goal. So here we go. We're taking a 2-1 lead here at home. Against AC Milan, the current Champions League holders, who are managed now by Pep Guardiola. Obviously, in the last episode, we were looking at where Guardiola was. Well, he's there now. He is at AC Milan. He's got a team with the line being led by Divock Origi. Now, in the game in the San Siro, we were so comfortable until they brought on Ante Rebic. He is starting on the bench again, so I will be keeping a close eye on when he comes into the fray. Excuse me. Oh, so you might have just seen in the top right there, Spurs taking the lead against Barcelona. That is currently 2-0 now to Spurs on aggregate. So, yeah, very, very interesting. That was supposed to be on positive because I don't want to be going too heavy at the start. But yeah, I think there's only one more round of games on. This game is being played on the Tuesday, and the next round of games is on the Wednesday. A lot of the other fixtures have been played, kind of gone as you would expect. Like Man City are through. I think PSG are through. Excuse me. Thank you, Onana. He was going to say he looked like he was offside potentially. I think United have got a 4-1 lead against Leipzig, and I can't remember who's playing in the next game. Oh, I think Arsenal went through as well. They went through against Lazio. Oh, Griezmann's pulled it back for Barcelona. We did actually look into signing Griezmann in the January as well. We had a bid accepted, but he ended up agreeing to sign for United on a free at the end of the season. That was also when, after Firmino had left. But obviously we were going for Ronnie. So if we had, once Ronaldo had been confirmed, I would have cancelled the Griezmann deal because, we didn't really need two players like that. Ronaldo heads it over. Fairly, uneventful start so far, which I will take. I'll be quite happy with. We'll get flicked to the dugout view now for that one. Nianzou carrying it forward. Demir out to Adeyemi. Demir. Back to Mukiel. Crosses it in. Ronaldo. Oh, unlucky. Obviously, he's currently number 9. That's because Sheldra up as the number 7. That will change in the summer. Don't worry. Ronaldo will be given his famous number 7 shirt. This Inter team is really quite interesting. They've got Zambo and Grisa of Fulham in the midfield. Benassa, yes. Makers, yes. Leon Bailey, I respect that. That's a good sign. I don't know why you're playing him as an inverted winger because I'm pretty sure he's left-footed. So why don't you just play him as an out-and-out winger? Kimpembe Nianzou! Yes! 1-0. Just on the stroke of half-time. Nianzou was someone who I was thinking, we nearly accepted a bid for him in January from PSG. We could have got about 30-odd mil for him. But I was like, obviously, if you've been watching Jake Cooper's Newcastle save, you've seen how good Nianzou has been for him. So I was like, holding out hope. And with Rudiger being out and Kamara kicking up a stink, he's become the partner for Kimpembe. And he's not really looked back, to be honest with you. That just calms the nerves down nicely, that does. So that means that Milan now need 2 goals. Which they've not really looked like doing, to be honest with you. They've not even looked like scoring 1 yet. Why did I say that? They're obviously going to go and create a chance now. Good thing about this fixture being towards the end of the sort of Champions League first knockout phase is that we should get to see the draw pretty much within about 2-3 days, which would be nice. We have got, once again, we've got Leipzig in the cup, but this time in the semi-final. I think we're unbeaten in 5 against them now. So I'll be quite optimistic about that. We've beaten them like 2-0 and 3-0 so far this season as well. So yeah, it's been quite a solid run of games against Leipzig. So I'll be optimistic of us getting through to the semi, and then we've got Bochum or something like Freiburg, I think we'd get in the final or something like that. Again, to another winnable game if we should get through. So I would be optimistic that we could at least look to get another trophy this season in the cup. Dem is in and he scores. Please tell me he's onside. I think he was onside. Little lovely through ball from Bellingham. He looked onside to me. I'm going to do a sub. Goal awarded, yes, and that should really be the tie. I've just seen we've been getting notes from the assistant about well onside there. That Mendes is 1 yellow card away from suspension, so obviously now the game is pretty much dead and buried. I want to get him off. Bring on Sheldra up, and we'll also bring on Moukoko for Ronaldo. One of the stipulations of signing Ronaldo was that he wanted us to sign someone to help him settle in. Obviously, we had to make a few promises to try and make sure we got him over the line because he wasn't 100% convinced on coming to us, which is, fair enough. So I asked him and he recommended Husamua, so we may look at signing him in the summer potentially, if that's someone he wants us to sign. Oh, Rebic is on, so we're going to have to go onto the marking on him because he was problematic last time. But don't tell me he's just scored. He has just scored as well. He's literally just come on and he scored, and that's what he did last time. Oh, was it an Anana mistake? Adeyemi. No. Oh, man. What was that? I mean, it shouldn't really make a difference to the game. There's 18 minutes to go. They're not going to score 2 goals. I wouldn't have thought. That was terrible. Terrible. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really know where I'd fit someone like Uar in. Usamawar. In the tactics test I did, if you've not seen it, it's that is up. We did a tactics test with Leon. We played as the shadow striker in this formation, this tactic that we're using, and he did do very, very well, to be fair. He got something like 30 or 40 goal contributions, goals and assists. So you know what, to be fair, he might be an option. But Yusuf Demir, to be fair, is doing really well in the shadow striker role for me as well. So he scored today. He's having a really good season. This is the first season he's had where he's been like a sort of regular starter for us. And he's come on leaps and bounds. So, I would be a bit reluctant to take him out of that position. Obviously, he can play on the right, but that's what Adeyemi's playing at the moment. So, I don't know what we'd do there. Obviously, he may turn around and say, actually, no, sign someone. I might be able to get him to, recommend someone else, maybe a defender. Another elite level defender maybe or something. Who knows? There we go. Through. So Barcelona did get through against Spurs, and they are who we are playing next in the quarterfinals. And then in the semi-finals, we will have, let's see, either Arsenal or Man United. Now, obviously, Arsenal we beat in the group stage twice. So, we put 6 goals past them over 2 games. So if we can get past Barcelona, I'd be quite optimistic. And obviously, we were very unlucky against Man United last time out. But obviously, we've got to get past Barcelona first, which is not going to be easy. Elsewhere, we've got Monaco playing PSG and Man City playing Bayern Munich. Monaco will be the ideal finalist for us to play against, but I can't see us getting them, to be honest with you. So I think we should be prepared for probably PSG or Man City in the final if we can get past Barcelona and probably get past Man United, because Man United are walking the title at the moment in the Prem. Arsenal, I think, are really struggling, so it's probably going to be a Man United semi-finalist for us or Barcelona. And so that game against Barcelona, home first, and then we're away at the Nou Camp. That's not far away, so I will see you at the game in the Camp Nou Camp, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Hopefully, we'll have a lead to take with us. Who knows? Take it easy, everyone. If you've enjoyed the episode, do leave a like, do leave a comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Do you think we're going to get past Barcelona? Do you think we're going to get past them? I'm not very optimistic, but then again, I said that the other year against Real Madrid, and we beat them, and then we went and got to the final, so who knows? Who knows, everyone? But yeah, take it easy. I really appreciate you watching and sticking around for this. I appreciate it's been a little bit of a longer episode. Obviously, we had a lot of admin stuff to catch up on. But yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. Take care and stay safe. Bye.